Hi beautiful, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all doing good. Thank you so much for taking time to click on this video and watch my videos. I appreciate you. If you are new, please subscribe and join the Lita family. I would love to have you. And if you find this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. It helps out a lot. So I am doing my nails and I realized, okay, these nails are a little bit too long for right now. So I'm just going to cut them down. You guys know I love my long nails, but I'm going to cut them down, do a fill, change out the entire design. And I'm basically just going to share how I do that. I also am going to share how I do my dominant hand with my non-dominant hand and just give you some tips on how I do it. If you do your own nails, then hopefully this video is helpful. You guys, these wide tip, I think it's a wide tip nail cutter, are amazing. Don't use the nail tip cutter that I just showed you. Your nails could crack. Those are good for just like your regular tips, but to cut your acrylic nails down, you can crack the acrylic and it can go all the way up to your nails. So it's kind of dangerous. So check these out on my Amazon link. I'll leave it in the description box. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions on anything that I'm using, let me know. I'll leave the links and the discount codes all down in the description box for you. But yeah, let's get into it. So I'm just cutting them down, measuring my nails up against each other. Woo, I'm trying to keep up here, okay? And then I'm going in with this JC Beauty Concepts 5-in-1 tornado bit. This one is coarse. I do have a discount code with them. It is Jammy15. All right, so we're going to go in with this bit and I'm going to remove bulk acrylic. And since this is a rebalance, I'm going to thin out that area or my apex area since it has moved down with the growth, and I'm going to apply the acrylic to push it back up to the stress area. I'm going in removing bulk acrylic, any glitter. This is very time consuming. You can choose to remove your nails, but I chose not to. And I was like, let me do a fill. It's kind of like a all-in-one video. I have another all-in-one video that's done really well, so check that out if you haven't. You will notice that I am showing you a couple nails from one hand and then a couple nails from the other hand so you can see the difference. I try to point out how I balance my hands. That's very important just because you want to make sure that your hand is sturdy, especially working with your e-file. By the way, I am loving the Kiara Sky e-file. I know I've talked about it before. The nail lamp, they're both rechargeable, the nail lamp and the e-file. Just really convenient and easy to work with, okay? So as you guys can see, I am going behind the lifting and I am filing very gently. You can tell that I'm just tapping when I'm up close by my natural nail. So that's how you want to get rid of your lifting. And it doesn't completely have to come off because when you go in with your sanding band later to prep, that will just come right off. You just want to thin that area out. All right, so as you can see here, when I'm using my dominant hand, I am resting my hand on my other hand with my fingers, right? So essentially I'm doing the same thing. The only difference is I am moving my dominant hand more than moving the e-file. I'm trying to keep the e-file just still. And then I do the work with my dominant hand, if that makes sense. So that's what makes it easier for me to work with. Now, I will say that with time, I've gotten used to it. So I am able to move the e-file around. I don't know, I've just gotten a little more used to it. But if you are starting out and you want to do nails, this is a good way to start out. Just make sure you're balancing your fingers. And I know you're probably wondering, well, what happens when I get to my other nails? So I will show you that. I think I skip from, I do my index, my middle, and then I skip to my pinky so that you can see kind of how I do that. That one is a little tricky. Even with your dominant hand, trying to do your own pinky is a little tricky because it's like, it feels like the weakest finger. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, but I always feel like I have to hold my pinky with a finger or just do some weird, I don't know, hand positioning to make it work. But you guys know what I'm saying if you do nails. Okay. I'm just gonna let you guys watch because I've always said this, we are visual learners. So now that I've talked about it, I'm gonna let you see how I use my hands to balance on each other so that I can do my dominant hand with my non-dominant hand. And then I will be coming back, but stay tuned, you guys. I want you guys to see everything so that you can learn from my mistakes. You know, I say that, and my experience, but I am excited about the nail art. It is very beginner friendly, and I think that anyone can do this nail art. I'm sure you guys have seen it around. It's basically abstract nail art with some like 90s, like a 90s vibe, but you'll see it's so pretty and the colors together. It looks so beautiful, and anyone can do it. That's what I'm most excited about. right, so this is what your nails will look like once you've removed all of your design, your bulk acrylic, your glitter. So now we're going in from scratch. This is basically what you would do when you are starting a fresh set. So we're going to push the cuticle back gently on both hands. And this would be part of your nail prep process. I would highly recommend it because it does expose more of your nail plate and any growth. Sometimes the skin gets attached to your nail plate, or I should say your cuticle gets attached to your nail plate. So you want to push it back, aggravate it a little bit to loosen it up. And now we're going to go in with this Cuticle bit by Kiara Sky. And you guys, I love using this. It was so satisfying, and I'm sure you guys will think it is too. If you look really closely, it feels like it's not, even though it is touching the nail plate, it doesn't feel like it is. It is very strange. I kept looking at it like, what? Because as you can see, it's removing the dead skin, but it wasn't doing anything to the nail plate. I don't know, just really cool. Love it. It doesn't do any damage to the nail plate, so I highly recommend. Again, I'm showing you how I do it on my dominant hand. And here you can see how satisfying that is, the way it removes that dead skin, that protein that's on there, stuck to your nail plate. You want to just get rid of that because this is the number one reason why your nails will lift, is if we don't remove that. So now I'm going in with Kiara Sky's sanding band, and I believe these are fine. Yeah, these are the fine sanding bands. And I'm going to go through, do you remember the lifting I had there? Make sure that I get rid of that. And when I am on the natural nail, I'm being very gentle and tapping. I know since this is sped up, it looks like it's rough, but I'm at a, oh, okay. So let me clarify. When I'm doing nail prep or natural nail prep, I am at 4 RPMs, between 4 and 6, depending on your e-file. So with this e-file, I am at 4 RPMs. And then when I was doing the removal, the acrylic removal, I was at 10 or 11, around there. So that's basically the most you would ever use it, unless not all e-files are created equal. You might need to go a little bit higher in some and a little bit lower on others, depending on the torque and the power of the e-file, okay? And soon here I will show you what they look like once they're done, and then I'm gonna go on to my next hand.
Yeah. Here's to the good days, here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake, I know about tomorrow. I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just wanna make it stop. Maybe it's something in the water, or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. We had a good run, don't say we didn't. I was your first love, and you were my first one. Cheers to all the memories, the venom and the remedies, yeah. Promise I won't forget, yeah. Maybe it's something in the water, yeah. Or maybe we just hit the end of the road, yeah. Right now
And please forgive me if my hand starts to sneak down lower and lower in the frame. It is hard to stay coordinated, especially when I'm using my non-dominant hand. That's why most of the time you see, me showing just my left hand in the videos, because I am using my dominant hand, so it's easier to stay in frame. So yeah, but I'm going in with this 80 grit file, and I'm just putting the shape back in, and I'm making sure I'm staying up nice and parallel up against my sidewalls and my tips, so that I get that nice crisp square shape.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Carried all the weight on my shoulder. Had me going ever once I told you no. Told you no. Kept going like a marching soldier. Play my part, boy, I had to hold you down. Hold it down. When the tidal waves come around and wipe off what we built, would you fight for love, or would you back down and let our hope drown? When the world is everything, no break us up for good, would you hang around? When all we got right now, tell me how you feel about us. Yeah, yeah. Tell me how you feel about us. Yeah, yeah. Cuando esas caricias tocaban toda tu piel. Tell me how you feel about us. Tell me how you feel about us. Yeah, soñé que me querías, pero no sé.
All right, I'm dusting away the debris, and I'm going in with Young Nails Swipe, and I'm going to dehydrate and cleanse my nails, and basically I'm going to get rid of any dust or anything that might be trapped in the grooves. And then I'm going in with these nail towels, which I love. I've shared before, but if you haven't seen me share it before, then these are on my Amazon storefront. And then I'm going in with Kiara Sky's monomer and this color sorbet. And today I am trying Not Polish's Triple X bonder. So we'll see how this works together with it. Again, just a disclaimer, it is always recommended to use the same brand because everything is designed to work together. But sometimes there are, other things that work well together, in my opinion. At least for me, I like to try different things. So you guys, I did try this neutralizer by Not Polish, and I just added a few drops. It's 3 to 4 drops in your monomer to get rid of the odor. And I must say, it worked really nicely. I liked it. So check it out. And now I'm going in with, I did show you this before, but this is JC Beauty Concepts number 12 Kolinsky brush. You guys have seen me use this before. When you're doing a fill, of course, you don't need as much acrylic. Depending on, like, say, in my case, I got rid of a lot of the design and the acrylic with the glitter and stuff. So it's pretty thinned out. So I'm just going to add as I see fit. And yeah, so make sure your room isn't too hot, too cold. It can affect your application. And I mean, you can still work with it. Acrylic is pretty forgiving, I think, in my opinion. You just have to practice and keep working with it. And, just get the flow of it. You can always make it work or just add beads little by little so that you don't overwhelm your nails. And also there is preference as far as thickness. I do like my nails on the thicker side, and you will notice that in my videos just because I need my nails to, not break. And I know that acrylic is strong and you don't need your nails to be thick for them to last. You can make them thin and you'll still be fine. But again, it's my preference and I do like them on the thicker side. So if you are someone that likes thin nails, then just use less acrylic and smaller beads. That's it. That's all you got to do. These are our form of expression. So just make sure you're doing what you love and what you prefer, okay? Always make sure you're swiping your side walls so that you can keep your shape. I keep my finger angled down and I place my bead and then I work it down towards the tip. As you can see, I am pushing the sides in first so that they don't flood over onto my side walls, and then I swipe in the middle. Now, acrylic should be self-leveling, which as you can see, this one is. So if you just let it run down and do its thing, you can just guide it and, swipe it as you see fit. I was talking about this with somebody recently, and with every bead, it's like a challenge, right? Because you're trying to get the perfect size, the perfect consistency, and then you also want it to work properly once it hits the heat of the nail. Because, we're human, right? And we give off heat. And then on top of that, the temperature in the room. So it's a challenge every single time. So make sure you're watching it and gauging, okay, this bead is a little more wet, so I need to work faster. or this bead is a little more dry, so I'm going to add a little bit more monomer, or this bead is really good and it's self-leveling and it's going to do its own thing, so I'm just going to tap it and guide it down. So it can be either of those three things. All right, and if you guys have any tips, leave them down in the comments below so that it helps us. Okay. All right, now that we've seen application using my dominant hand, I'm going to go in with my non-dominant hand and we're going to apply acrylic. And as you can see, the positioning is a little different because in my case, I can't hold my hand up like I do when I'm applying acrylic with my dominant hand. The coordination isn't really there, but I just do whatever feels most comfortable. So don't forget that. I'm just showing you how I do it and hopefully it works for you. But I still try to angle my finger down so that I don't flood the cuticle. I noticed that I didn't really do it on my thumb, but oh, and by the way, I know you guys noticed I'm doing a short thumbnail because I needed to be able to text better, respond faster, and also for gas. I mean, you guys know the struggle was real. I got my card basically stuck. I need to buy one of those card things for people with long nails, but I'm going to leave my thumbnail short for now. Back to the application. Again, my coordination is a little off, so I am going kind of low in the frame, but I try to show you that I still try to angle my finger down and I'm just positioning my hand in any way that's most comfortable. Another tip is to just add small beads little by little so that you don't place a huge bead and then all of a sudden you're overwhelmed and you're like, what do I do with this? Okay, so just little by little, especially since it is a little bit awkward using your non-dominant hand. But I think that's really it as far as tips that I could think of right now. So I am going to go and then I will come back. All right, now I'm going in with Nail Intuition's Safety Flat Carbide Bit. No, flat top carbide bit. I'm sorry. And I'm just going to smooth everything out, blend the acrylic to the natural nail around the cuticle area, make sure that my side walls are tapered in, and I'm looking in every angle and a bird's eye view to make sure that my shape is good. So this would be almost your final step to perfect your shape. So I'm making sure that my side walls are good, the little jagged edges. You can also go in with your hand file, an 80 grit hand file, and go in on your side walls and just do your shaping now. But I didn't do that this time, so I went in with the carbide bit first, and then I go in with the Kiara Sky 80 grit file to perfect my shape. And then I go in with a sanding band to smooth everything out and make sure everything is smooth. So I'm just going to go so you guys can really just watch that process, and then I will come back.
sé si es que te quiero más. Cada vez más rápido se nos da, yeah, más fácil. Debe ser que tú tienes algo que encontrarnos tan fácil. Pero eso es que quiero más, más. Yo soy tu VIP, tu parte, porque tú a mí haces feliz. Me queda presumir, ay de ti. Qué bonito verte sonreír. Yo soy tu VIP, papi, yo te parte, que tú me haces feliz. Me encanta presumirte, tu amor me compromete. Soy tuya pa' que respeten. Yeah, vale más que mis billetes. Y que mi voz lo interprete. Yeah. VIP pa' ti, baby, ¿quién lo diría? Todo lo que yo hago por ti. Orgulloso diciendo tú eres mía. Tú lo sabes, baby, yeah. Cuando tú me llenas cuerpo, besos. Esa sensación tú no la ves. Pero que me llena con exceso más, más. Soy tu VIP, tu parte, porque tú a mí haces feliz. Me queda presumir, ay de ti. Qué bonito verte sonreír. Yo soy tu VIP, papi, yo te parte, que tú me haces feliz. Me encanta presumirte. A mí me encanta presumirte, baby, con todas mis amigas.
All right, so at this point, you could buff your nails if you'd like, but this is a fine grit, so I just went ahead and washed my hands, got rid of all the dust and debris, cleaned my area because we are going into nail art. I'm using these 3 colors by Madame Glam. They're their most recent release. You can use Jammy 30 for 30% off at their site for a minimum of at least 2 polishes. The code will work for you, okay? Or you can sign up for their VIP as well. But you guys, this nail art is so simple to do. At first I was just freestyling, and then I said, okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I did my thumb first and got an idea, and then did the same thing on all 10 nails. So the trick, or what you want to do, is make sure that there isn't a lot of polish on the brush, and then go through. The less polish, the better it looks, just because I noticed on some of them, I did put too much on there. But here, like, I want you to see with this color, when it kind of skips, like it's dripped paint, it looks so good. So that's the look you want to go for. I think I was able to achieve that on a few nails, not all of them, but that is the goal. And then I'm going in with this Gel Art Striper brush by Kiara Sky. It's in the color White Canvas, and it just makes it really easy to just swipe some swirly lines on your nails, or just some lines in general. I definitely recommend these. They're so helpful. So I just slapped a couple lines in there. You guys know the look I'm going for already. I'm going to go for, like the 90s look with the stripes and then the dots that are kind of, gradient from big to small dots. And I actually do change my dotting tool because I wanted the dots to be a little bit bigger. And you will also notice that I struggle to keep my hand still for the nail art, even though it is beginner friendly, because I'm using my non-dominant hand. I did struggle a little bit, so I used the nail lamp to kind of give me some support. I remember thinking as I was doing it, when I was doing the dots, I would hold my breath, and then when I was done, I was like, and then I would like cure it. It's like, okay, we want to keep that there. We don't want to ding it or anything. So it was a little bit, it always is. Every time I use my non-dominant hand, we just don't, or I don't talk about it much, but it's not easy, but practice makes perfect. Oh, another tip too is you can totally use one color and go through and do the one color on all 10 nails, and then cure, or all 5 nails, cure, and then go in with the other color and then do all 5 nails, cure, and so on and so forth. I, however, was doing all of the colors on each nail and then going on to the next nail and then doing Who knows? That was my thought process at the time. But, you know, it still works, okay? It worked out and they turned out so pretty. I love the color combo. Very simple. You don't need bling or anything like that. Once I am done with curing the gel polish and the nail art, then I will go in with Valentino's top coat. And I only did one coat in the video, but after I was done, I think the next day I did a second coat, and they look so pretty and shiny. Just because the nail art makes it a little bit thick, I want to make sure it's like completely covered. So you can do 2 coats. I think I liked it with 2 coats, just a little tip. But yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and loved the end result. You can always check out the reveal photos on my Instagram. It is the same name. I will leave it linked in the description box. I love you guys. Don't give up on learning and trust the process. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.
Hard working every day, I'm stressed out 24/7, babe. No timeouts. Wish we could fly away. You and I go to our favorite place. Oh yeah. Make special memories together. I'll be your company now and forever. I say we fly away. You and me go to our favorite place. Feeling the sun on my face in Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. I need a summer breeze, some fresh air to put my mind at ease. No cares. You wanna come with me? Me and you go to our favorite tree. Are you ready now? We jump on a plane now. We're taking away. Yeah, we're taking away. Don't hesitate now. We're taking away. Yeah, we're taking away. We'll never come down. We're going away. Yeah, we're going away. You and me. Feeling the sun on my face in Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. We won't ever come down. We won't ever come down low. Running from a ghost town where we never feel high, just low. We won't ever come down. We won't ever come down low. Feeling the sun on my face in Hawaii.